that would alter the situation in the disputed territory, which is currently administered by Guyana. Additionally, the ICJ emphasized that both nations must avoid actions that could exacerbate or prolong the dispute or make its resolution more challenging. President Maduro's call for an election to appoint a governor of quote-unquote Guyana Essequibo directly undermined this binding ICJ order. According to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, such actions jeopardize the judicial process and challenge the authority of the ICJ as the primary judicial organ of the United Nations. The government of Guyana since called on Venezuela to immediately cease all actions that violate the Argyle Agreement and the ICJ order. It urges Venezuela to recommit to international law and the principles of peaceful dispute resolution agreed upon in the Argyle Agreement. While Guyana remains open to constructive dialogue within agreed frameworks, the government has said it cannot and will not condone or accept any unilateral actions that threatens its sovereignty and territorial integrity. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has requested assurance from the government of Venezuela that it will honor its international obligations and refrain from any further actions that undermine the peaceful resolution of this long-standing territorial controversy. Tiana reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The state will now have to pay up $24 million to the family of Quinton Bacchus, who was unlawfully killed by the police in June of 2022. You'll have more details in this report. President Irfan Ali has put the brakes on that appeal filed by the Chamber of the Attorney General in the Quinton Bacchus matter. The High Court recently awarded $24 million to the family of Quinton Bacchus, who was unlawfully shot and killed by police in June of 2022. General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, who is also the sitting Vice President, Barra Jagdeo, at his Thursday afternoon press conference, confirmed that the appeal has been halted.
And the President made it clear there should be no appeal and that the award must be paid to Quinton Bacchus and their family.
The state has admitted responsibility for Bacchus's death, but somehow felt that the $24 million compensation ordered by the court is exorbitant.
Clearly, you had someone in government who believed that we needed to appeal this matter, and the president has a different view on the matter. And I share the president's view as the chief executive of the country.
Evidence presented in court found that there was no authorized police operation in that area and no police commander was aware of such. Further, examination of the firearm allegedly recovered at the scene revealed that the firearm the police claimed Bacchus used to shoot at them was inoperable and could not have been fired by him. There was also no civilian witness who could corroborate police's claim that Bacchus had fired at them. Bacchus, a 25-year-old father of Golden Grove East Coast Demerara, was gunned down by police on June 10, 2022 at Haslington on the east coast of Demerara. The incident was first described as an undercover sting operation by the Guyana Police Force. An autopsy confirmed that Bacchus died from multiple gunshot wounds. Police later found a .380 pistol and spent shells at the scene. Lance Corporal Christophe de Nobrega, the officer accused of shooting Bacchus, has since been charged with murder. Two other officers, Lance Corporals Thurston Simon and Cadet Officer Damian McLennan, face charges related to allegedly attempting to cover up the incident. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Stay with us. You're watching the HGP Nightly News.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Eliminate nature space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Krishna Rock Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Rock Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. Following the establishment of speed cameras across major highways, President Irfan Ali revealed data that indicate that in just 1 week, an average of 7 to 11% of road users were caught speeding. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
During the commissioning of the $635.5 million Guyana Fire Service and Emergency Headquarters on Homestretch Avenue, President Irfan Ali stressed the importance of investing in technology due to the country's limited resources.
So what we found in the last 5 days of data, based on these speed cameras that we have established, is that on an average, between 7 to 11% of road users are speeding.
Meanwhile, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anand Nandlal shared further updates during his weekly program Issues in the News Tuesday last.
You may have seen on the roadways a device along the highway that is recording, some devices that are recording the speed of your vehicles, and that is being implemented across the major highways of our country. That is part of the e-ticketing system which we will launch very shortly.
The Attorney General also detailed collaborative efforts between contractors, technical personnel, and legal advisors to ensure the system is both technologically sound and legally compliant.
It's a complex exercise because we are moving a process that is manual now and paper-driven to one that is completely electronic. And we have already passed the amendments to the Road Traffic Act, and we now have to build out the machinery.
He elaborated that images captured by the cameras will be analyzed by police officers who will verify offences. Tickets will then be generated and served electronically and manually. Offenders will also be informed of the court they are required to attend. A public education campaign will soon be launched to familiarize citizens with the new systems before it becomes operational. Last year, amendments were made to the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act to enable 24-hour surveillance cameras on major roadways. These laws will aid police to identify drivers who violate speed limits and fail to wear seatbelts. Over the years, hundreds of deaths have occurred due to road accidents. These new measures are expected to serve as a deterrent to speeding and other traffic violations, ultimately reducing road fatalities. Tiana reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
With billions of dollars disbursed to indigenous villages and communities under the government's low-carbon development strategy, the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs says it will offer guidance to the villages on how to correctly spend their grants. The story from Daisy Richards.
With expenditure totaling $4.7 billion and an additional $35 million from the Low Carbon Development Strategy, LCDS, was distributed to 242 villages in 2024. Minister of Amerindian Affairs Pauline Sakai highlighted that her ministry is only responsible for the signing off of the grants.
The village has the authority to spend or expend the sum based on a village sustainable plan. That village sustainable plan is established through a consultative process.
With complaints of Tushau's irresponsibly using the funds, the minister said they have not received any evidence based on those complaints.
We have had instances where we have heard with no tangible evidence that Tushau is keeping the money and not giving the treasurer.
To ensure monies are spent as intended, Sukai said the ministry has taken steps to ensure village leaders are aware of the requirements stipulated in the agreements.
So we've had cases where we've had to provide guidance and also to advise on how they should operationalize the system of expending the funds, the decisions to expend the tranche, and the reporting to the oversight.
Pauline also sought to address claims of Tushau's having sticky hands.
Outright theft of the money. I have no case before me at the moment.
For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
In an update on the telecommunications sector, Antonio Day tells us that Prime Minister Mark Phillips on Monday said Guyana will soon license the Elon Musk-owned Starlink satellite internet service.
Starlink, yes, has an application on file and it's going through the process. We've had discussions with Starlink. The discussions are ongoing.
That was Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips during last Monday's media briefing. The Prime Minister acknowledged that Starlink has submitted an application that the government is currently reviewing in order to grant a license to the international provider. When asked about the timeline for the license's issuance, PM Phillips could not provide a definitive answer, but assured that it will happen.
In terms of a time frame, I would say as early as possible, because those discussions are ongoing. You can recall that the president himself had a conversation with Mr. Elon Musk.
At a press briefing on November 21st, 2024, General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, Civic Bar Jack Dew, first told the media of the Elon Musk-owned Starlink's intention to establish business here.
Right now I know that Starlink is seeking a license in Guyana. That's being actively considered by the government of Guyana. So if they have a license, then they would have to pay taxes too, because
Starlink is operated by Starlink Services LLC, a multinational telecommunications company and a wholly owned subsidiary of SpaceX, an American aerospace company, founded by technologist and businessman Elon Musk, who was born in South Africa. Starlink serves more than 100 countries and territories. Nightly News understands from reasonable source that while the company is yet to receive a license, it is ahead of offering services to persons and villages in far-flung areas at affordable prices. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Antonio, for your reporting. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
GECOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors OLE. If you were 18 years or over on December 31, 2024,
and you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GECOM has posted the preliminary list of electors PLE in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. You can make a claim for registration, change or correction to your particulars, or you can object to the inclusion of anyone who you believe should not be on the list. If you are desirous of making a claim or objection, you must visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to do so. Visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of the above transactions. Opening hours. All GECOM registration offices will be open Mondays to Fridays from 8 hours to 18 hours, Saturdays and Sundays from 10 hours to 14 hours. For further information, contact GECOM at 225-0278-9, 226-6557, 8 and 9, 223-9650, or visit our website at www.gecom.org.gy.
This is the HGP Nightly News. Thanks for staying with us. On the police blotter, a grieving mother is seeking closure over her son's death. She is being told two different versions of the incident, but says she will not rest until she gets closure. More details in this report. Months after her son, Dennis Roger Johnson, was allegedly killed in an accident at Diamond on the east bank of Demerara, Shondell Eastman is stepping up her efforts as she seeks justice for him. Speaking with reporters on Wednesday, Eastman said she last saw her son around 4 p.m. on November 2, 2024.
7 o'clock the evening, I was asleep and my little daughter wake me up hollering. And I asked her what happened. She said, Dennis just dead. I said, how? She said, by accident. I said, where? She said, she don't know. She got to check.
Eastman told Nightly News that after that call, she went to the Diamond police station, and investigators told her that her son rode into the path of a motor car at Diamond and was killed in the process. Then she was told another story, that her son and his accomplice allegedly tried to rob a woman who had just left the supermarket. In their bid to escape, they rode into the motor car and her son was subsequently killed.
I said to the police, if it's a murder scene, my son died on the spot, is a bag is snatched, the bag's supposed to be at the station as exhibit. Police said, lady, and the row with me. I was in so much grief that I walk out to Diamond Station.
The grieving mother said that she and her family are frustrated over the matter as they seek the truth behind Johnson's demise.
If it's a supermarket he go to, they should have collected the footage, show me, Mom, this is what your son was doing, and I would know if he do something wrong or he thief and met he death, he wrong. And even if my son snatch a bag so and get killed by the coroner, I need to know how he been killed.
Nightly News learned that Johnson had several brushes with the law, and his mother was questioned about this.
Even if my son had problems with the police before, he's a changed child, he don't go in for that, he works, he hustle. Every business person in this Georgetown know that 1 foot buy come in, buy stocks, he good fish shop.
A source familiar with the investigation related to Nightly News that a file in the matter was prepared and dispatched to the office of the Director of Public Prosecution. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. The search continues for a Chinese national following an accident on the construction site of the new Demerara River Bridge project. Daisy Richards will tell you more.
Following an accident during rigging operations at the construction site for the new Demerara River Bridge, the company contracted to undertake the construction is now searching for an employee. The incident, according to reports, occurred at around 8:20 p.m. on Wednesday. A press statement indicated that the incident occurred while offloading materials from a barge. He was allegedly carried off by the swift current downstream. The report said there was an immediate commencement of a search and rescue operation by the company's emergency response team. The team was assisted by the Coast Guard and police units on night patrol in the area. Despite efforts throughout the night and although a diver was deployed, the worker has not yet been located. The release highlighted that the search will continue until the worker is found. The contractor has been fully cooperating with authorities and an investigation has been launched by the Occupational Health and Safety Department in the Ministry of Labor, who will fully investigate the incident. Minister of Home Affairs Robeson Ben visited the site earlier on Thursday as the efforts to locate the man continued. During his visit, he supervised and engaged with the search team. The search is being conducted by the Guyana Defence Force, Coast Guard, the Marine Wing of the Guyana Police Force, and other relevant agencies. It was highlighted that a thorough and transparent investigation will be conducted into the circumstances surrounding the incident. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
To end our lead stories in an effort to empower women, a new apprenticeship program set to launch in February will train 20 women across Guyana in electrical installation and photovoltaic technology.
The World Bank, Guyana Energy Agency, in collaboration with the Ministry of Human Services and the Board of Industrial Training, BIT, is set to launch a groundbreaking 2-year program in February. The initiative will train 20 women from across Guyana, with 2 participants selected from each region to undertake apprenticeships in 2 key sectors. According to the Minister of Labor, this initiative is a similar program supported by the IDB, now extended to provide opportunities for women from every region of Guyana.
That's following on from a program that was executed by BIT, funded by the IDB, for 75 females in solar PV technology from Region 7 and Region 9.
Richard Mon, Chief Executive Officer of the Board of Industrial Training, in an exclusive interview with Nightly News, shared insights into the selection process for the upcoming training sessions.
The Ministry of Human Services will be sourcing the beneficiaries. That process has already commenced, right? I do not believe this has been concluded as yet. There's still a few more to be selected.
Mon explained that training sessions will be held at the Guyana Agriculture and General Workers Union, GAWU, and will provide participants with both theoretical and hands-on experience.
The Board of Industrial Training will be implementing the program with all the technical support that is needed from the instructors.
Upon completion of the training, participants will receive certifications and license in both electrical installation and photovoltaic PV technology with guaranteed employment opportunities. In 2024, the Board of Industrial Training reported a significant increase in the number of women applying for training in non-traditional trade. Over the past 4 years, women now account for 60% of all persons trained in these fields. I am Carice Gonzalez reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Your regional news is up next.
GECOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. If you were 18 years or over on December 31, 2024, and you're a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GECOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. If you have changed your address since you were registered, you need to visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your new area of residence to apply for a transfer. Wednesday, January 15, 2025 is the last day you can apply for a transfer during this exercise. For more information, contact the GECOM on 2250-278-9 or visit www.gecom.org.gy.
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special? HGPTV offers you all that and more. Air your birthday greetings, debt announcements, and wedding anniversaries on HGPTV today. HGPTV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.
Good evening and welcome to Thursday's edition of the Regional News. We begin with news from Venezuela. Venezuelan opposition parties and NGOs decry the arrest of prominent press freedom activist and a well-known opposition figure, among others, ahead of planned protest against tomorrow's inauguration of President Nicolas Maduro for his third term. The opposition Popular Will Party said that at least 19 people had been detained nationwide in what it termed a worsening of prosecution and repression by the Maduro government. Neither the Communications Ministry nor the Attorney General's office immediately responded to a request for a comment about the latest arrests. The government is investigating major opposition leaders for alleged conspiracy, among other charges, and has repeatedly accused them of inciting violence on their claims of victory in the July election. The opposition has published ballot box level tallies that it says show a resounding victory for its candidate Edmundo Gonzalez, who is now on a regional tour to promote the opposition's cause and who is recognized by various countries, including the United States, as president-elect. The Electoral Authority and Venezuela's top count says Maduro won, but have not published detailed tallies. About 2,000 people were arrested at post-election protests. The government said this week it has released 1,515 of them. We tie in now that days after Stuart Young was chosen as Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley's successor, at a parliamentary retreat in Tobago, he is now in limbo, as several MPs who were in that caucus are said to now be refusing to endorse him on a document indicating he will have majority support in the House of Representatives when Rowley eventually steps down. Cabinet sources have reported that leader of government business Camille Robinson started canvassing MPs on Wednesday to get their signatures for the document, which will be forwarded to the president eventually. But sources said as Robinson began attempting to physically obtain the signatures of the MPs who participated in the recent vote, she met some hurdles, with at least 9 MPs have initially declined to register their signatures. Young, Port of Spain North St. Anne's West MP, edged out Arima MP Penelope Beckles 11-9 for the position after a secret ballot at the Tobago plantations on Monday. According to Chapter 5 of the Constitution that deals with the appointment of ministers, quote, where there is occasion for the appointment of a Prime Minister, the President shall appoint as Prime Minister a member of the House of Representatives who is the leader in that house of that party, which commands the support of the majority of members of that house, end quote. It is therefore critical that Young receives a majority backing from as many MPs when the time comes for him to be installed as the next Prime Minister. The lack of signatures on the endorsement letter could now throw a wrench in the leadership transition, which Rowley assured would be smooth. And now for some international news. Raging wildfires surrounded Los Angeles on Wednesday, killing at least 5 people, destroying hundreds of homes, and stretching firefighting resources and water supplies to the limit as more than 100,000 people were ordered to evacuate. Fierce winds hindered firefighting operations and fueled the fires, which have burned unimpeded since they began on Tuesday. 5 separate fires burned in Los Angeles County, all of them 0% contained according to the state's official. On the west side, the fire consumed 15,832 acres and 1,000 structures in the hills between Santa Monica and Malibu until reaching a natural fire break of the Pacific Ocean on Tuesday. It was already one of the most destructive fires in Los Angeles history. To the east, in the foothills of San Gabriel Mountains, the fire claimed another 10,600 acres and killed at least 5 people. Private forecaster AccuWeather estimated initial damage and economic loss at more than $50 billion. I am Carice Gonzalez. Thank you for watching.
Budget 2025 to focus on community issues, says VP Jagdeo. President Hall's appeal in Quinton Bacchus' case state to pay out $24 million as ordered by the court. Guyana condemns Venezuela's recent violation of international agreements, and Amerindian Affairs to now provide guidance to villages on how to spend LCD's grants after doling out $4.7 billion. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.